Police made 3 arrests in connection with a night of destruction in the South Park blocks. We have reaction to a demonstration that was soon declared a riot. Statues of 2 presidents were toppled, including Abraham Lincoln. Vandals targeted several buildings, including the Oregon Historical Society. This is video a Fox 12 viewer shared with us of a statue being pulled down. The police chief also says that a gun was fired into a restaurant. No one was hurt. The gathering was promoted on social media as Indigenous Peoples' Day of Rage. Fox 12's Marilyn Deutsch reports from City Hall.
The city of Portland has been celebrating Indigenous Peoples' Day for the last 5 years, and this morning Mayor Wheeler said those who toppled statues and destroyed both public and private property were engaging in criminal acts. And the mayor said none of this represents the fight for racial justice. Police say it was a crowd of roughly 300 that swarmed into the South Park blocks, toppling statues of Presidents Teddy Roosevelt and Abraham Lincoln because of their treatment of Native Americans. Across from the statues and also targeted the Oregon Historical Society. The building itself was broken into. A quilt made by local black women for the bicentennial was stolen. It took them 3 years to make it. Fortunately, police found it this morning. We saw it as it dried out after getting soaked from the night's rain. Police say protesters also threw flares into the building, trying to set it on fire. The executive director of the Oregon Historical Society said protests were sadly mistaken if they believed OHS did not honor Oregon's Native Americans.
We have a very close relationship with the 9 federally recognized tribes in Oregon. We work with them constantly. We work with them as we put together our brand new permanent exhibit, which opened last year, that tells the true story of Oregon history, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Police Chief Chuck LOVELL said they expect to make more arrests concerning the suspected arson attempt at the Historical Society, and that those who were involved in pulling down the statues with chains might also face arrest. He also said one of those arrested carried a loaded gun.
These events late at night, they purport to have a racial justice nexus, but they're not that. They're about violence and criminal destruction, and they're really hurting our community, and we all deserve better.
The police chief and mayor were joined at their press conference by Representative TAWNA SANCHEZ. She is Native American, and she represents North Portland in the legislature. She said her elders believe violence does not work.
The fact that someone would hijack Indigenous Peoples' Day to cause more violence is not appropriate. We cannot tear down a system using fire or rocks or destruction and then build it back up from nothing.
The night of destruction happened on the eve of the conflicting holidays of Indigenous Day and Columbus Day. But the Historical Society's TYMCHUK was cheered by a note delivered to him this morning. It came with a donation. The most important donation, he said, he'd ever received, a $1 bill, accompanied by a handwritten note on a napkin.
And the note says, "Hello, I'm homeless, so I don't have much to give to you, just some of my bottle collecting money. But I saw your windows got broken, and I wanted to help."
One other note, those involved in yesterday's protest demanded that journalists not record their activities. The U.S. Constitution does guarantee the freedom of the press. In downtown Portland, Marilyn Deutsch, Fox 12 Oregon.